Happy Monday, everybody. Thank you so much for downloading or streaming the Be Our Guest podcast. Hope you had an awesome weekend and hope all the dads out there had a great Father's Day yesterday. Today, it's time to get back to the trip reports, and we have a great one today because we have Ryan and his crew of 3 daughters joining us on today's show. It's a wild one. It's a fun one. You're going to love this show because we talk about his trip down to Walt Disney World during the Halloween season last year with so many great tips. They stayed at Boulder Ridge over at Disney's Wilderness Lodge Resort. They had a 2-bedroom villa and a studio because they went with a group of 10. They did a VIP tour. They did one of those tours where you get to go around, and he called it basically a cheat code for Walt Disney World, which I agree. That's really what it is. You get to go around and do just about anything you want at any time and hear about the details with that and how they took advantage of that for that day. We also talk about another day where they went around to the parks with Genie Plus, and they stayed at Vero Beach after. So we talk about the beach resorts, Hilton Head and Vero Beach, on today's show. So lots of fun information. Don't forget our show brought to you by the Magic for Less Travel. We'd love to help you plan your next Disney adventure. Best part? No additional cost to you. Check out all the details right now over at themagicforless.com. Please also use our Amazon affiliate link when you shop online. That one extra click supports everything we do throughout the year. It's beourguestpodcast.com/Amazon. And thank you so very much to our Patreon supporters. You make all these shows possible. We could not do this without you. And if you want to support us, just $5 a month, and you'll get a bonus show every single week. It's called Mike in the Midwest. Coming over this week, we'd love to have you. Patreon.com/BeOurGuestPodcast.
Ready to take a trip to the world? You found the Be Our Guest Walt Disney World Trip Planning Podcast. This is where your memories come front and center on our podcast stage.
Welcome to episode 2506 of the Be Our Guest Walt Disney World Trip Planning Podcast. I'm your host, Mike Rallman from BeOurGuestPodcast.com and one of the senior agents over at the Magic for Less Travel. Happy Monday to you. Hope you're having a great start to your week and that you had an awesome weekend wherever this show finds you. And again, if you are one of our eager beaver downloaders, happy Father's Day. Still got a couple of hours there because we released this show at, I guess it's about 9 o'clock Eastern, 8 o'clock Central, if you're really right on it. But, you know, we get it out there just in time for that Monday morning commute. So you can get it out there because back in the day, you used to have to sync it to your old iPod through the wire and all that stuff. That's how long we've been around. So we appreciate those folks, those OG listeners that have been with us for over 16 years that we've been doing this show, and it always started with trip reports, and that's what we're doing today. And today we're headed down to Tennessee, Bristol, Tennessee, to be exact, and we're going to talk about a fun trip report with listener Ryan, and he's got his crew. He's got princesses all around him. If you're watching the video, which you can check out over at youtube.com/BeOurGuestPodcast, make sure you do that. Ryan, how you doing? I bet you had a great Father's Day because, wow, you have a beautiful family there. What's going on?
Well, we're very excited to be here, Mike. Long-time listener, I think. Caught lots of episodes. I'm glad I don't have the pressure of the episode 2500. So we're in the middle of the normalcy now. So, but yes, I've got my 3 daughters here with me who are excited to talk about this trip. So I've got my oldest, Aubrey.
Hi.
Hello.
My middle daughter, Kate.
Hi.
Hello.
And then my youngest, Maddie.
Hi.
Hello. Man, and we were talking in the pre-show. I don't envy you in a few years with 3 daughters so close in age. You're going to have your hands full. I mean, I'm sure you already do, but
I would say yes to that.
Oh my gosh. So yeah, we're going to have a good time here talking about the trip, but as we do with our listeners here on Mondays, tell us about the Disney fandom. Like, how's it start for you? And especially with your family there, kind of how do you guys keep it going back in Tennessee in between the trips?
Yeah, I think it's really been kind of phases for me. So growing up, I think I wanted to use one of your favorite phrases. I think it feels like a fever dream almost from when I was growing up, when I went as a kid. Because I remember my brother and my sister came, and they just really didn't like to go on thrill rides. And I was a big thrill ride guy. So when we were in Disney, we were staying at the Polynesian when I was probably about 10, is what I remember is my first trip. I think we went before that, but the one that I really remember that's sticking out to me was then. And my dad was just like, just go, Ryan, just go. And so because we were at the Polynesian and the monorail was there, like I just went on my own around Disney parks. So I remember like the Epcot and like Bodies of Wonder or going
Body
in there.
Wars, probably Body Wars. Yeah.
Right? Yeah. And the craziness there. I remember, what Alien Attack, right?
Oh, yeah,
Experience. And like, I remember being in the Magic Kingdom at 2 a.m, like as 10 years old. So I do not recommend that as a father now. Like I shouldn't be talking in front of my daughters like this, but like I was just wandering like in perfect freedom because it felt safe. And so that was when I kind of felt like I really got an affinity for it. And then when we got towards college, I remember my sister wanted to go again and my dad was going to go. So it was going to be me and my dad and my sister that went down. And so I was like, started reading about it, and then it like gamified it for me. Cause I was like, how do I beat Disney? How do I like not wait in line?
Mm-hmm.
And so this was like paper fast passes time. So now I'm reading everything about the Brahm guide and everything, trying to figure out, how do you do this best? And so I remember, me lining my dad and my sister up and me at rope drop and us taking off, sprinting past toddlers on the right,
Mm-hmm.
trying not to knock over the dad with his kid on his shoulders and trying to get to the first ride so that we could get the fast pass and get to the second most popular ride and then get back to that one and trying to wait as little as possible. And so that kind of hooked it in for me. So I guess I always enjoyed the movies, always enjoyed the kind of culture of it, but it was really the parks and trying to like navigate the parks, both in its independence it gave me initially, and then the ability to strategize to try to get around it and try to almost beat Disney, like is kind of the way it was in my head. And that gave a lot of nostalgia for me. And then as I got kids and I had this just wanting to go back, wanting to get them to see it, and we've gone back, I got a new appreciation for just, all the different cast member interactions that we had, and just, realizing that most of what I felt was just so special about Disney was really the people that worked there that had almost an investment in the experience themselves, right?
Mm-hmm.
They weren't just a worker. They were somebody there that was really wanting what you were experiencing to be what you wanted it to actually, what you perceived it to be, what they were advertising, right? And they invested in that. And I felt that really shone through in most of my interactions with them. And so it's been pretty loyal customers ever since Aubrey was about 2.
I love this. So you said a couple of things that really hit home with me. First of all, I survived riding around in the back of Grandpa's pickup truck, the F-150, for years. Hey, we're going to get something to eat. And the cousins, forget seatbelts. We just got in the back of the F-150 and we were down. Sometimes Grandpa got on the highway. I was like, and I rolled, right? I am, and we made it. So you going solo? You were just going solo a little bit prematurely, but you made it. You made it happen, and so that was fine.
Right.
But what you also mentioned just how you got a little nostalgia for those times, but you used the term gamify a Disney vacation, and I started to think about that when you said that. And we have our Discord server, we have the Be Our Guest Podcast Clubhouse, and we have all these podcasts, and we have all these websites and, resources at this time. And I would say over the past 20 years, even for Disney fans, gamify is really what I think the folks who listen to shows like this, whether you think about it actively or not, that's really what you're doing with your Disney vacation. Because, for example, today, as we're recording, we're talking strategy over on the Discord server. Somebody was talking about they're going to make these 9 ADRs, right, in a couple of days. And so they put the 9 ADRs they want to make, and we're having a debate on, okay, when it comes time, at 7 a.m., 6 a.m. to make these ADRs, what order should I make these in optimally? So that's a gamification, right? It's like, how do I strategize so that I can have the optimal way to make these reservations? And we do the same way with lightning lanes and how do we stack things? And you're right. It's a gamification. It's not to I mean, and I've said this many times, like you're in competition with the other guests, not a mean way, but I mean, you want to have the optimal experience, and it is something you are kind of going against other people while you're there. It's a good point.
Yeah, I think, in reality, usually you have a good time no matter what. And probably the stuff that you do that you didn't plan ends up being the most memorable. But that planning makes the trip almost much longer than it would be otherwise, because you're so focused on trying to make sure the details that you want to experience, and you're learning about them, and you're watching every YouTube on the fantasy.
Yeah. And that's so my wife and I walk in the evenings, the nights I don't have podcasts, right? She walks a couple miles and I walk with her, and like she's just like, like I just want to talk about the cruise constantly, and she's not like that. I'm still trying. We're 3 weeks out, and I'm still trying to get her to bite. Like I just want to talk about it. She's not really wanting to talk about it, and I told her, like, come on, man. I'm excited. I just want to talk about this. Like it gets me amped up. Like it's exactly what you said. It makes the experience. It'll make this whole 3 weeks better and more enjoyable for me. But she's just like, yeah, it'll be fun when it gets here. Dude, stop. Let's talk about, what do you want to get? Yeah. What's your favorite thing to get at Animator's Palette? Like, what's your favorite show? She's like, I like them all. I like all the restaurants. Like, no. Let's talk about what's your favorite dessert. So she's like, I like it all. I'm like, no. You got to get specific. Like I got to picture it in my mind. Yeah, I know. Yeah. She's just so chill. Like she's just not one of us totally. Like when she gets on the ship, she has a blast, but she just doesn't need all the pre stuff like we do. Like she's just not driving me crazy.
I would say, and hopefully my wife is not going to get mad at me, but it's the same way. Like she's fun to go. Well, but like, she's not going to want to talk about it with me. And so
I try so hard.
Yeah. Kind of true.
Exactly. Well, I mean, because that's why she told me to start a podcast, right? She's like, Mike, go down and talk to your microphone and your Disney friends, right? So you don't have to talk to me about it. It worked out well. We've been going for 60 years. Anyway, so let's talk about your trip. So you guys went down last fall, this special trip. Tell us the backstory on this trip, how to come together, because you went extended family, more than just your family.
Yeah. So, we're DVC members at this point. And one of the big reasons I bought DVC is because as Disney got more expensive, I wanted to make sure that I was able to get my friends and family to go to Disney, right? So that they didn't get priced out. And so I could use those points to try to get it. So this has kind of been one of those examples of it. And so my dad and my stepsister and her 2 daughters, and then obviously my family all went down. So there was 10 of us total in there. And we stayed at the Wilderness Lodge. So we had a studio and a 2-bedroom using points for 3 days. And then we headed over to Vero Beach towards the end, as we talked about, for another 3 days. So kind of a non-traditional land and sea for Disney anyway.
Sounds nice though. It really does sound nice.
So we stayed at the Wilderness Lodge initially. So we drove in the first day, just, getting a feel for the resort. Didn't really have anything planned. Went to one of my favorite places, which is Geyser Point, and we walked in at 2:30. Didn't have obviously no AR or anything. Just walked in, got to sit down, got a margarita flight as we're waiting for the rest of the family to come in.
Good call. Vacation has started.
It was just the vacation started, and then mostly we were just hanging out at the pool that day, and exploring it. So what do you guys think of the pool at Boulder Creek or at Wilderness Lodge?
It was good. Yeah, it was really good. Yeah.
Really good. Did you like the one with the slide or the quiet one better?
I think I liked both of them.
You liked them both? We spent a lot of time in both of them. So
see, and I'll jump in here because I agree. I like both the pools because I enjoy the one with the slide, the regular Wilderness Lodge, but that pool over Boulder Ridge, it's like a sleeper hit. That is a great pool, but I think a lot of people don't even know it's over there. We spent during COVID when the resorts had just reopened. I went down for a trip with Scotty G, and we spent almost a whole day over there, and it was just a fun day. That is a great pool over there too.
Yeah. I'd say we spent more time in that pool for sure, just because there wasn't anybody else in there.
Yeah. That could be it. Like it's kind of hidden, but and it's not a small pool though. It's a large pool. Yeah.
So you just grab some mobile order from Geyser Point, take it over to that pool and you're set. Like,
good call.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
And then that night, I think we did mobile order and just sat along the bank. And you could see they pipe in the music for the fireworks for the Magic Kingdom. And that's also a great thing. You're not going to get much fireworks, but it's still nice.
You can hear the booms.
Yeah, you can hear it.
Because I've stayed there many times.
Yeah.
Let me ask you though about the accommodation. So you had a studio and a 2-bedroom, right? Is that what you said?
Yes, yeah. So my stepsister and her daughter stayed in one, and then my dad and his wife and my family stayed in the 2-bedroom. So that it obviously it's crazy luxury to stay in one of those places because they're so big. They've got the full kitchen, they've got tons of room to stay in, and they were really nice. What do you guys think about the room?
It was big.
Yeah. I mean, it's so sharp, right? I mean, those DVC accommodations, when you get to like the 2 bedrooms, they're just, I mean, it's like putting a house there, right there, just at Walt Disney World. It's so nice.
Yeah. So it's hard to go back to the regular hotel rooms.
Oh, no doubt. I know. I mean, we're even just going we got a 1-bedroom at Old Key West the night before our cruise, right? And I mean, I love Old Key West and I love DVC accommodations. Then we're going to go into 5 adults. I mean, the youngest is 15. So there's going to be 5 of us, with the youngest being 15, into a stateroom on a cruise for a week. Ouch.
I tell you what, I've only been on one Disney cruise, but those attendants are incredible.
Oh, they are. But I'm outnumbered 4-1 with girls. I mean, just like you're outnumbered right there.
You're never going to be. You're going to be on the balcony just waiting for everybody to get ready.
Yeah, you know when I'm taking my showers is Castaway Key, St. Thomas, and Tortola when I get in the ocean, because I will never see a bathroom. I'll go up to the Census Spa.
Yeah. That's very cool.
It's gonna be ridiculous. No, but it's those DVC accommodations are great. But now, have you stayed at, like, how would you compare Boulder Ridge 2-bedroom or the accommodations there? Would you rank that? How'd you rank that to other DVC accommodations that you've experienced?
Yeah, so the biggest place we've probably stayed at, I'd say, is Hilton Head as a 2-bedroom, which is one place that we've gone several times. And Vero Beach is similar too in size. So both of those have bigger, because they're similar to Old Key West, I think, in how they're set up. Because Old Key West is probably the biggest one. I've not been to Old Key West, but that's what people have told me.
I've stayed in that. That's the only one I've stayed in a 2-bedroom. I stayed with Scott's family before a cruise, and that thing is massive. I mean, it's huge.
So it's still, really big, but it's still more compact in terms of the kitchen and the living room than like one of those. But, you've got plenty of space to sit down. Like, you feel we had, I guess 7 people in the one that we were in. It felt very comfortable. Like, you didn't have any problem. And now the way they've, with most of the DVC accommodations, like even in the middle room where they've used to have mostly pull-out couches, now they've got the pull-down Murphy beds, and those are so probably as comfortable as the regular beds now. So, like, even which the pull-out couches were still okay, but they were not.
No, but you're right. The Murphy beds are super comfortable, because I slept on a Murphy bed over at the Riviera one night with Scott's family, and that Murphy bed, I was like, this thing is more comfortable than my bed at home. Like, this thing is great. It was super comfortable. Yeah, no complaints.
They're very nice if you have an opportunity to stay in a DVC room, whether you know somebody or you just want to splurge that much. Like, they're worth it.
Yeah, because I mean, you don't have to be DVC. You can book those on cash. I mean, I book those for my guests all the time, and you get discounts on them. I mean, it's just like a regular hotel room. You just gotta, they turn over the extra inventory.
Yeah, honestly, if it's sometimes it's not that much difference in price. Like at the deluxes, to go from a deluxe studio to
studios are it's like
a little bigger.
Yeah, studio is usually the same price as like a Resort View Beach Club room or something. Yeah, so try it. That's what I say. Okay. So I'll make sure we get this. So you guys get there, settle in. You got your awesome accommodations, geyser points, swimming. Got to hear the fireworks. Saw a couple of fireworks, and then the first day in the parks, you guys went and did Epcot Magic Kingdom with Genie Plus. So you're going to get a lot done because you know how to use it. You talked about gamifying the experience. So tell us about how this day worked out for you guys to get as much done as you can.
Yeah. Well, now this was October, so some of this may be a little blurry, but if I forget, I'll just
No,
make something up.
hey, nobody else was there. If you make it up, you make it up. Nobody knows.
But yeah, so this is one we went on Tron. Yeah. So, but first day so first day we went to Epcot. I remember we got there early. We kind of walked in. This was right when Journey of Water was coming out. And so as we walked in, we kind of didn't know what we were doing because we got there for the 30 minutes and they kind of just funneled us into Journey of Water. Like it was like we didn't know it was going to be open, and they just kind of pushed us in there, which was really nice because I felt like we got to experience like it probably is experienced now, where you can kind of just walk through as opposed to at the time, like people were just lining up for, time to go through this. But I thought the kids really loved Journey of Water. What did you guys think of when we walked through Journey of Water? You remember?
It was amazing. I saw the water was really cool.
Talk really loud.
But the water was really cool because they were like, it was making sounds and making pictures, and you got to like interact with it.
Yeah. So, and we have great pictures of my dad like throwing his hands up, trying to get the water up with the girls at the same time, and rushing through and trying not to get quick. So we were really excited that we got to go through that and do it. And because we were like one of the first ones in the park, we just got to kind of walk through it and had no idea we were going to. And then from there, we went and did Soarin', which was a walk on. And then, which was great. How you guys love Soarin', right? Yeah,
I like flying.
You like flying.
I love how it feels and you can see the views. It was really beautiful.
Yeah.
Nice.
Went on to Journey of Imagination because it was there.
Oh my God, that's the best line we've had. That's the best line we've had in 6 months. We went on Journey of Imagination because it was there.
Yeah, and then we had gotten a virtual queue for Guardians, so ours came up there. We went as we were going and walking over. We stopped in at Club Cool. That was the first time I've been there. I tried Beverly because I'd heard so many bad things about it. And I was like, I have to understand what this is. And so in my mind, it was going to be so terrible. And it wasn't awful.
Man, you have an iron stomach. That stuff is awful to me. It's gross.
It's one of the drinks at the
Club Cool. That Coca-Cola place.
Yeah. So it was not good. Don't get me wrong.
I hope you didn't go over there and be like, can I get a 2-liter of that for the road?
No. No, but I thought I was going to be like, spewing over at the spot when I put this in my mouth. But I was like, I got to do this because I've heard on so many of these podcasts that this is the worst stuff in the world. And
apparently that's what you did next that got you.
Yeah, so we did go to Guardians. I did not get vertigo, but I think I might have.
Oh no, your dad. Sorry, I thought you were talking about your. I see you as dad, right? Because you got the girls around you. I'm thinking that was you, and you're talking in third person. Sorry, go ahead.
Right. Yeah, so that's right. So yeah, my dad was with us. We got on Guardians. Half the people had no idea what we were doing. They'd never heard of it. And I just put us on the virtual queue.
It's a good way to go. I mean,
we're going in here, guys.
Yeah. It's like the people mover.
Yeah. What did you guys think of Guardians of the Galaxy?
It was like really cool. Good. You got to actually see what was happening.
Yeah.
And you got to see the characters.
Yeah,
it was my favorite part was like going around the Earth or the Moon. I don't know.
Yeah, it was the moon.
I liked going around the moon.
Yeah.
Oh, and the Milky Way. The joke about the Milky Way.
But you guys are young and can take that. It's
well,
made for you all. Yeah, exactly.
I'm definitely curious to see if the caller that you had call in from California about the scopolamine patch, if that works for people for vertigo on these rides. I need to give my dad it and see.
It would make sense, right? Because I think it works on cruise ships. It probably does, but I've done it twice. I'm good.
Yeah.
Like I'm at the point of life that
you got to take one for the podcast and see if this medical treatment works for your listeners.
Dude, somebody else can and just call in. That's why we have call-in shows. Just let us know. I'll give you the number. I'm good.
So from there we went to Ratatouille. I think that was first Genie Plus one actually that we used. and went to the Beauty and the Beast sing along after that because it was there. It wasn't
Nice.
Impressions de France.
I know, dude. It's subpar. It's subpar use of the theater, but it's okay.
Yeah. Ate ice cream because we were there too, and it was there.
Nothing ever wrong with eating ice cream at Walt Disney World. That's why you're there.
And then from there, we went to the Three Cabaneros. So that I don't know how we ended up there from there, but we ended up all the way over in Mexico.
It happens.
France to Mexico, and then we dropped off my parents and the kids, and my wife and I went and ate at Spice Road Table for a date for an hour or so, which was great. I've never been there. I remember as a kid going to the Moroccan restaurant, which has not been there, which again, I don't know why my parents booked that. That was the first time I ever saw belly dancers, but
your parents are awesome.
Yeah. So,
hey kid, just go have some fun. Okay, tomorrow night we're gonna see the belly dancer.
That's right. But we went to Spice Road Table. The Spice Road Table was great.
Nice, but you know what? Out of the two, I'd have gone with the kids to Via Napoli. I'm a pizza guy.
Yeah, I love Via Napoli. I was kind of sad we were missing Via Napoli.
That's how I felt. That's exactly what I'm thinking. I'm like, Spice Road Table, but I'd go with the kids.
Yeah.
it's date
You're
night.
Not
It's
wrong.
what you do.
You're not wrong, Mike. But
I'm just playing with you. I'm just messing around.
Yeah. So then we went and just kind of walked around World Showcase, saw Anna and Elsa, headed over to Canada, watched the Canada movie, got some maple popcorn, saw the band that was over there, and then we headed over to Magic Kingdom.
Man, you guys did a lot. How's that maple popcorn? I've never had that, but it sounds super good. Is that good?
It's not bad.
It was good. It was
Sounds
good.
good.
I ate it.
Yeah, it's kind of like caramel popcorn. It's probably a little sweeter, I guess.
Yeah, it's just a little sweeter. But
Yeah.
mommy ate it.
I got to get some of that
It was
next time.
delicious.
Yeah, it sounds right now. I'm kind of hankering for something sweet, and that sounds good. So yeah.
Well, you can't go wrong with it. You could go righter, maybe.
Yeah, probably. All right, so you guys take the monorail, I guess, over to the Magic Kingdom.
Yeah.
We're gonna say yes.
Good call.
We're gonna say yes. We took the monorail.
Nice.
Yeah, we
Good
did.
call.
Oh,
We did.
we definitely did.
All right.
And jumped on the Jungle Cruise when we got to the Magic Kingdom. Then we headed over, did Peter Pan, watched Happily Ever After, and then Kate and I were trying to go ride Big Thunder Mountain, but something was going on, and we ended up riding Haunted Mansion. And then we headed back, and that was our first day there. So we did a ton, used Genie Plus really effectively, I felt like. So ended up being worth the purchase. And yeah, Maddie fell asleep.
It was scary. Like,
Probably everybody else did shortly after that big day.
Yeah.
That's a big day. It's good stuff. We got a lot of stuff done there, and so I see. I'm looking at the next day. So you guys got to sleep. I was wondering if you slept in or rope drop, because I hope you didn't. And you slept in the next day, which was a Halloween party day for you guys. So that makes sense to sleep in that day, because you're going to stay up late that night. And it was nice that you ended up Magic Kingdom too that day, because you could take the boat back to Wilderness Lodge and boom, you're done. Great. I mean, you gamified it, you strategized, perfect plan. Yeah. So to walk us through this next day where you slept in a little bit to kind of get yourself ready for the day.
Yeah. So woke up, was super tired. Everybody was still asleep, drank coffee for a while. And then when everybody was ready, I think we had our breakfast at like 10:30 or 11 or something like that. Yeah. And so we drove down there. So we had our cars, fortunately, so we didn't have to make any major thing to try to get over to the Polynesian. Though I guess we could have done boat if we really needed to, which would have been pretty good. So, but we got there early, and
so you guys, by the way, you're headed to Ohana. We're looking at the notes, but I'll mention that.
Sorry.
Ohana. Yeah.
So we were going over to the Polynesian to go to Ohana for breakfast was the thing. And so, but honestly, probably one of the most fun things we did was prior to going to Ohana, we just hung out at the Polynesian on the beach. The kids ran around and played without any, set schedule there for a minute, and watched the boats. And if you're not doing anything and you got a chance to go over to the Polynesian and, get a Dole Whip or whatever and just hang out, it's a super chill place to be if you can get over there. So I had and obviously the girls got Lay's at the door, and they loved that, and got to walk around the resort, and then eventually we got into Ohana. What do you guys think of the restaurant at the Polynesian Resort?
It was good. Yeah.
Yeah. What was the best thing you got there? Do you remember?
Nope.
That was a long time ago.
A
Pig-
sausage.
Sausage. You like this?
It was.
What about the juice? Do you remember the pog juice?
Oh yeah, that was.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
My daughter Mallory loves the pog juice. She still
Yeah.
talks about that. Yeah.
So, but that was, good. Got, lots of time with the characters. Found out that my niece is a big Stitch fan, which worked out perfectly. Had no idea, but they came dressed in their Stitch outfits and Stitch was there. So there you
Perfect.
go. I had no idea. and so love that. Went back, hung out at the resort for a while, and then basically got ready for the Halloween party.
So tell us about the Halloween party, because I mean, what a great way to start it. And the girls took a nap in between to kind of get ready for. They'll love that. To have a big breakfast, chill out, nap, during the heat of the day, because it's like it's hot in October, Walt Disney World. And then so costumes. How does this go? How do you guys get ready to go to the party?
Yeah, girls. What did we go to the Halloween party as?
Pirates. We got a pirate family.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
And I finally got my
Yeah.
pirate. Mama even wore the thing on her head that was a pirate thing, and we all had pirate costumes. It was fun.
Nice.
And I had my badge on.
You had your badge. You were all very, very pretty pirates.
Oh, and I had a sword.
And yeah,
Oh, look out! A little girl with a sword. Heads up.
yeah. So if you're trying to think about if you want to go in costume, which I'm not telling you have to, but if you do, go as a pirate. I'm just telling you. If you don't know, go as a pirate, because we met some pirates while we were there, didn't we, girls?
Yeah. And they were real nice to us.
Well, yeah, they're your people. Yeah, exactly.
They took a picture with us, didn't they? They wanted a picture with us, right?
Yeah, exactly. That's awesome. That's great.
Yeah.
Oh, you
So-
mateys.
So we took the boat, fortunately, from Wilderness Lodge, which is a great way to get over to the Magic Kingdom at 4. There was a big line to get in right at 4. So if you know, with the Halloween party, you can get in at 4 o'clock. The party starts at 7. And I'm sure that's been ad nauseum put on your podcast, but I'll just say it out there. But it was a big line, but it went through pretty quick. We got in and we went and rode Seven Dwarfs Mine Train and got in the virtual queue for Tron at 6 p.m. while we were waiting for that, because you had to do a separate virtual queue for the Halloween party compared to the rest of the day. So you couldn't do that until 6 p.m. when you were in the park for the Halloween party.
And then
We had to have gotten like the last queue.
Of course, that's how it always goes.
So I can't remember, but we eventually, we went and rode Small World, went through the first trick or treat line, rode Big Thunder Mountain. Because the lines at this point were not bad, because they start clearing people out right around 5:30 to 6, and then only the party desk. So kind of about 6 to 7, there's a real short lines for most stuff at that point. So if you're in there early, that tends to be a good time to get on stuff. And then headed towards the pirates. Like I said, we probably interacted with those pirate actors for about 20 minutes, I would say. And then rode Pirates of the Caribbean after that. But the highlight was definitely interacting with the pirates.
I bet.
Yeah.
That's
We went through some more.
I love that. That's so cool. I mean, that's great. It's what it's all about. I mean, the interaction.
Yeah, well, like I said, like some of the biggest things that make Disney so special for us, I think, is our interactions with the cast members.
100%.
And getting as much as that as we can, is really the memory. So we went through another trick or treat line at that point. I wouldn't tell you if you're going to the Halloween party, I'm going to tell you, don't worry about going to the trick or treat line at the first. If you're going to stay for a while, just wait till the end. You'll get as much candy as you want.
Agreed.
I promise.
Because you're hauling it around the whole time. Otherwise,
Yeah.
Exactly. And they get at the end of the night, they're just shoveling it in anyway. Yeah.
That's right. That's right. Don't waste your time in the trick or treat lines up front. Just wait till the end. I think my daughter sprinted around the what is the one in Tomorrowland that goes around.
It's the one. It was the thing where it showed you Disney, like when it was tomorrow. It was in Tomorrowland's.
Oh gosh, can't remember.
I know
what
what
it is.
you're, I
But
know
it's
what
where
you're
the
talking about. Yeah.
What?
Yeah. I know what you're talking
You
about.
take a nap
yeah.
in there all the
Yeah.
time.
Oh, the carousel progress.
Carousel process. Thank you. So the trick or treat line there is just on the outside. My daughter probably sprinted about 12 times around that to get more and more candy. And the cast members like, "Have we seen you before?" And she's like, "No."
Arr, no.
I see that. Okay. I'll show it to
Nice.
you. So anyway, I got lost for a second. We saw the Hocus Pocus Villain Spectacular, grabbed food from Casey's Corner. I think that's a great place to get dinner for the Halloween party. Grab it while you're watching the Hocus Pocus Spectacular. You'll be right there for when the parade's coming through at that point, and you've eaten something.
Corn dog nuggets for the win. That's what I
There
get.
you go. Right. So that's, I think we've done that a couple times now because we've been to the Halloween party 3 times. And I think we've eaten at Casey Corner probably every time for this because it sets up well to watch that, whatever the show is there, which has been Hocus Pocus.
Yep.
And then the parade is right after that for the Boo to You. And then headed to Tomorrowland. We rode Space Mountain. We actually did the Astro Orbiter during the fireworks because we'd seen the show before. So we're like, let's go see what it's like up there.
That's super cool. I've done that a couple times too myself.
Yeah.
Fireworks from Astro Orbiter are amazing. That's pretty cool.
So if you don't need to see the projections, try watching the fireworks from somewhere else in the park. And Astro Orbiter is a good one.
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
and then we pretty much closed down the Zombeats dance party. I think. Do you guys remember the dance party?
Yeah.
I think that we got pictures. They wanted pictures with us there too because my girls were there forever.
Now, was that inside of Cosmic Rays or was it outside on the stage?
No, not in Cosmic Rays. It was
on
on
that
the
stage.
stage
Yeah,
where they, right by the carousel progress.
Yep.
And so we probably stayed there and they danced to the which was themed after zombies, which is
Nice.
the Disney Channel show, which we've never seen, but we've danced with them for hours.
Probably 90% of the people were the same way. I bet you.
So, and they also wanted pictures with us. So, so far we're 2 for 2 on our character interactions where they were asking us for pictures.
That's right. You guys are at least minor celebrities, if not major.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. We were incognito, but.
And then you guys finally wrapped up with
It was probably.
Go ahead. Yeah. So Tron
12:30. Our virtual queue got called for Tron.
Jeez, that's so late. What'd you think of Tron?
It was fun.
Nice.
Yeah, me and Kate went on it. It was like super duper fast.
Yeah. I was actually kind of scared. Like when you got on, I thought that it wouldn't lock. So I asked somebody who was helping me, and she said it would lock. It was just you wouldn't really feel it. And so then we moved into the place where it would go, and I was scared.
Boom.
1, 2, 3, and I was like, and then it went, and it was like,
Just hold on extra tight. If you're not sure it's locked, just hold on double tight. Exactly.
Yeah. So we got on that finally. It took about probably an hour, which feels pretty long for how long the ride it goes, but we were stoked we got on it. We were stoked the queue got called because we didn't know if it would actually get it. We were so far into the trip. And then we probably caught the last ferry back to the Wilderness Lodge.
Yeah, we saw our the rest of our family on the boat that we were about to get on, and it was really full, and they were right on that boat, and we were going to get on, and then he said it was closed, and then we had to wait 12 hours.
It seemed like that.
Yeah,
We waited till
I've been
midnight.
there.
We were like, off at
Yeah, that's how it is at the end of the night. Yeah,
go to sleep, and I couldn't.
I know. That's right. Hey, you guys were right. You guys were rebel pirates that night. You stayed up all night. That's how it is. You guys. That's how it is.
So
actually,
we needed some pixie sticks, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was thinking. Go through, get this 3-foot long pixie stick of sugar, and you're good to go. No, it's not.
Yeah.
What a night. So let's get to the next day though, because I'll make sure we get all this in. The VIP tour day, which holy cow, I think many dream of this. Very few experiences. So first of all, how'd you guys get this booked and kind of the logistics of it all?
Yeah, so some information about VIP tour for anybody who's thinking about it, and it's you've got to book it 6 months out or 60 days out. Like if it does sell out, so like if you're gonna do it, make sure you or your travel agent's ready to go 60 days out because they can book up. The pricing for it ranges from $450 to $900 per hour, so not a cheap way to go. So, and it depends on the season and demand, just like everything else does with Genie Plus and stuff right now. You do need a park ticket for it. The park ticket is not included. So if you don't have a park ticket for the day, and you have to have a hopper if you want to go to a different park. You can have a single park ticket, but you can't go to another park with the VIP tour, which would not take advantage of what you can get with it. You can get, it's the price of it is, it's a minimum of 7 hours. So you can't do any less than 7 hours, and it's a maximum of 10 hours if you want to do extra. So like I said, depending on the price per hour per day, that price can change. So, you're talking anywhere from, $4,500 to $8,000, depending on what season you're in to do it. Now, if you have multiple people, right, you can split that price because that price is good for up to 10 people. So if it's something that you want to do, you can get multiple families involved. That it's one way that you could potentially get that price better. The way that the tour works in terms of what you actually get is that basically this is like a walking lightning lane. So for the most part, what you can kind of get guaranteed that is that they can get you into the lightning lane for any attraction that has a lightning lane. They will also transfer you between parks from the backstage areas of the park. So like they'll go the most efficient way to go to the attractions and then to different parks if you want to transfer parks. So if you want to go from Epcot to Magic Kingdom, you would go out of one of the areas of Epcot, not the front necessarily. And then you get into a van, they drive you over to the backstage area where it's easier to get in to the park there. And so, and it starts, you can decide when you want to start the tour. The tour starts when you meet your guide. So the hour, if you're doing a 7-hour tour, your 7 hours starts the minute you meet your guide. And that's wherever you want to meet them. So like we met them at we had them pick us up at our resort. But if you really wanted to maximize your efficiency, you'd probably meet them right outside the first attraction that you wanted to do. But it's, and then there are some included stuff in it, like in terms of just like waters and snacks and stuff like that. But let's talk about the actual tour. So we slept in late that day, got up, and we got picked up by our VIP tour guide
Who was
and at noon. And her name is Kelly. And what do you guys think of Kelly?
We love her. Yeah, because we've already been on her. So we've already gone with her one time before, so it was really exciting. They hadn't told us, so it was a really big surprise.
Oh, cool. That's all. I love that.
Do you guys love Kelly?
Yes.
Shout out Kelly.
If some reason Kelly listens to this, my girls we're very excited to see you again.
That's so good to hear. I love that.
Yeah.
We tackled her in a hug.
That's great.
So yeah, this was the second time we did it. The first time I did it, it was like, this is a bucket list. I'll never do it again. And then after I did it, I was like, oh my gosh, I got to figure out how to do that again.
That's what happens.
So, fortunately, part of what did it was that my dad did kind of split this with me, and that made it a lot easier to swallow doing it. So they picked us up. She whisked us off to the back of Hollywood Studios, went right through security. They do a security check just at the back entrance real quick in the van. So they just open the door, you show them your bags real quick, and you sweep on through. And then we enter right there at Rock and Roller Coaster. So right in the back there with it. So this is like, if we're talking about gamifying Disney Genie, this is like going up, back, B A.
Yeah. So when we go to media events, I know exactly where you went in, and I know exactly how you went through security, because this is exactly what we do. They come on our van and they like, okay, if you have a bag, okay, you're good. It's the same thing. Yeah, exactly. I know what you're talking about. Yep.
So half of us,
it's the ultimate gamification of Walt Disney World. Is exactly
right,
what you. I know exactly. I'm nodding right with you.
It's a cheat code.
It's exactly a cheat code. It's exactly what you're saying. You're right. Go ahead. Cheat code. That's perfect. That's so right.
So half of us went on Rock and Roller Coaster right then, and half did Lightning McQueen, who couldn't go on that. We went over there to Mickey's Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. You again walked right in. We got lucky because the ride broke down apparently, and then it started up right as we got there, which meant we got to bypass even the lightning lane. So nice. We went in the back door. Kate sat in gum, so that was.
Can't nothing you can do about that.
It wasn't my fault it was chewed there.
No, seriously, I mean, nothing you can do about that. But just keep moving on.
But we had because we had the VIP guide. She had like a mass of helpers coming to take the gum off of Kate. I was like trying to get the gum off Kate, and like we were sworn by cast members to help Kate get the gum off of her.
Got it like that. Nice.
So, we got waters and Starbucks at that point because that was both included in the tour at different points. We went, cake pops from Starbucks.
Nice.
We went to Toy Story Mania, Slinky Dog Dash, hit Rise of the Resistance. Kate was very concerned for the cast members that saved us because we were getting saved, and she's like, "But what about you?"
I mean, they picked their side and they picked wrong, so too bad.
Yeah. So hit Tower of Terror, and then from there we left and went to Animal Kingdom. And so when you enter Animal Kingdom, you go in the back, you go back in right by Pandora. And so we did Flight of Passage there twice, did Navi River Journey, and we ate at Satuli Canteen. Now, food that you eat, they give you some snacks, they give you some ice cream at a certain point, but any food that you buy is still on you during the VIP tour. So just to clarify, there isn't any like specific sit down meal or food. Now they can try to get you like reservations for places if like you really wanted to go somewhere, but going to a sit down restaurant's not really
no kidding. When it's an hourly rate, it's an hourly rate, man. I do not want to have a server like waiting on my food. Yeah, it's
right. But if you really wanted to do it, they can help you try to get reservations at a place that you might not be able to get it otherwise. But Satuli Canteen was a good place to go. It was pretty quick. The food was good, and we can mobile order it. And the VIP tour guide, actually, while we were in Pandora, had us mobile order. She went and picked it up and had it all ready for us when we got out, so we could eat pretty quickly. So it wasn't like we didn't even have to pick up the mobile order stuff. Nice. Like it was already there. And she would go on some rides with us, and then some rides she would go and just facilitate making sure everything is going smooth and quickly, which she does amazing with. After that, we went over to Epcot. We did Guardians again. We did Test Track. We did Frozen Ever After. We tried to do Remy's again. We'd already done it once, the trip, but it actually was broken down. And so at that point, we headed over to the area that's right beside Journey, which is the VIP tours fireworks area. Yep. And that's where we ended our tour with her. So if you want to go into the VIP section for like fireworks or parades, you have to be on the tour when you enter it. Now you can end it right when you enter it, but if you end the tour before you go in there, then you can't go in there. So that in order to be able to go into that area, you have to end your tour there. So I think it ended up being about 8 hours that we did. So we had an extra hour on top of the 7, but we got tons done obviously in that time period. And to some degree, the nicest thing, which the rides and the attractions are great, but I am a firm believer, if you study and you strategize and use Genie Plus and you use individual lightning lanes, you could probably get as much done probably as we do, especially if it's not on a major holiday, right?
Right.
Which is when the VIP tour is the most expensive, of course, is when it's, when you really would potentially need to get a lot done. But to have the cast member there and just how great they were and how much they had my kids just, psyched for the day all day and making everything so stress-free was just amazing. And I mean, the girls just loved Kelly.
Yeah.
I'll say, how bad was it? Because this is like on a Disney cruise. I'm 50 years old and I almost cry on the last night of my cruise when my serving team at dinner leaves. Like I don't want them to go. I want them to bring me dinner again when I get back to St. Louis. I don't want them to go home. It's so sad.
Yeah. Did you guys want Kelly to leave?
No.
See, exactly. It's how I feel. I know the feeling.
There were tears.
I feel you.
So, but that spot, was great to get pictures of the girls looking at the fireworks with nobody else around, with picnic tables there, and just an amazing night. And everybody passed out on the bus ride back to the Wilderness Lodge.
Wait, I did?
Oh yeah.
Tried to.
No, you guys all passed out.
I'm sure.
You were dead to the world.
I would have been.
Yeah, I about broke my back trying to carry you guys out of there.
No doubt. Yeah, man, poor Ryan.
So it did feel like slumming it to get on the buses all of a sudden.
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah, with the regular people, they didn't even buy GD Plus that day. Man, what a bad day.
Which is totally fine. Right?
No, it is. I mean, because I
like,
have a great time. I never buy GD Plus. I just, I do what I do, and I have the best day ever every time. It is.
Yeah,
but
so,
it's a splurge, right? You don't do it every day. You do it one day, and you work hard, and you sacrifice with other things. That's just kind of how Disney is.
Again, if you can do it, and I fully am telling you, right, it is a big expense, and you can do Disney great without it. I'm not telling you, but to have that cast member who is just, top notch among cast members that are already great, around with you all day. If you're a Disney fan, like you're not gonna regret it. You're gonna regret it while you're booking it and thinking about paying for it. But once you do it, you're gonna just be so excited and happy that you did it and have tons of memories.
So that's awesome. And what a way to wrap your Walt Disney World part of the trip. But then you went down to Vero, which we have about 5 minutes left. We're going a little long, but I do want to hear about Vero while I have you here.
Yeah.
So give us just the nuts and bolts of, and maybe compare and contrast Vero to what you experienced at Boulder Ridge, and give some thoughts for folks, because I think a lot of folks are always curious about maybe adding that on as you did after a Walt Disney World vacation to kind of decompress, because one of the things everybody says is when they get done with Walt Disney World, they need a vacation from their vacation. And I think this might be the answer for some people.
It's, so we love the Disney beach resorts. We're going to go to Hilton Head's our next vacation that we're doing again. We've been there about 5 times. This was the second time we've been to Vero. And what do you like best about Vero, Aubrey?
Well, I do like the pool because it's super fun, and then you get to answer like questions and win prizes.
Yeah, so this is probably where we do the most interaction with a lot of cast members, because there's no parks there, right? So every cast member you meet is one of the friendliest ones you are. And I don't know if that's because they're selectively good at Hilton Head and Vero, or it's because you just get to interact with them more because you're not thinking about heading to the parks, right? Mm-hmm. And all the cast members are great everywhere, but you're just already doing so much other stuff at Disney World, you don't get to do it. So the cast members are top notch. They're all super friendly. They're super helpful. And you're doing all the pool stuff and the games and things that you might not do at your resort because you're at your resort and it's a resort day, right? It's all resort day there. Yeah. and the kids are doing slide races. One of the best ways to win that is to be 5 years old and have only one other person in your age group.
That's a good way.
But you get a medal. So
there you go. Winner.
So, but you get, they have them making up names before they do their slide race to time them down to go through that. So it's a big, twirl slide, similar to the one in Saratoga Springs, not the main pool, but the one back towards there. And then you're right on the beach. So, I mean, it's like, it's a great beach resort. So you're there, you're relaxed. It's got good running places. So people who like to run, you they have a great trail that kind of runs under the highway and goes up to somewhere called the Jungle Trek, which is just this kind of dirt road that runs back across the intercoastal area where boats put in, and it runs and it goes around. It's about I think a 10K to go all the way around it. So Kate and I ran a 5K down and halfway through it and back or so. But so it's got great running, got great cast members, and you get to get up and hang out and not be stressed about where you're going, and get to do all the activities for the resort, and it's great. There's lots of sea turtle stuff there. So
I've heard the turtle stuff is awesome there. I mean, it's weird that people say that, but that's a highlight.
Yeah, I think it really books up around the time they do a big sea turtle release, but they've got lots of sea turtles there. The girls, do you guys remember the baby sea turtle we let out?
Oh yeah, that was fun.
So the Disney people,
Squirt or Crush? What'd you call it?
Squirt or Crush? He was definitely crushed by the waves so many times that we had to put him in ourselves.
Poor guy.
The Disney cast member was like, we got to let them do it themselves. Like the wave kept washing us.
Okay.
Finally, well, he's probably imprinted. We're gonna
give him a little push.
Yeah, it was majestic. We were there like 10 minutes. We're like, is the turtle gonna ever make it?
Sometimes nature needs help.
It was super fun. But there's lots of nature people there for Disney that are employed with the parks at Epcot and with the Disney Animal Kingdom that come with the conservatory and stuff. So they do lots of fun information about that. They do nature hikes there. They've got Kate, you went on the nature hike. What did you think about that? Do you remember?
Yeah, I found a crab claw. It was fun.
Nice.
But I can't find the jar full of things that I saw. Like literally, it's gone. It's gone. It disappeared.
Sometimes moms get rid of things. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
It happens to my daughter too.
I'm blaming mom.
Yeah. So hopefully I'm not talking too fast but I don't want you to run too far over. But again, going to a Disney beach resort, I don't think you'll ever regret it. It's a cruise is awesome. This is it's like a kind of having a cruise that you got to pay for your food because you didn't pay for it before. But
and you wake up and you're in the same place every day.
Yeah, that's right. But it's no, we love the Disney beach resorts. It's one of the stipulations of why we got DVC is because I wasn't going to go to the parks every time. We were going to go to the beach sometimes, and so
you mentioned too. I mean, and again, we've talked about the evolution of being a Disney fan. Like when you first start going to the parks, you are solely focused on maximizing park time, right? And as you go to the parks more and more, it kind of it shifts more to resort time. And what I've noticed is when I've gone to Walt Disney World without tickets for the circumstances, we're going pre-cruise here to Old Key West for one day, I'm jazzed because none of us will have tickets, and that is such a relief because there is no pressure to go to the parks because we don't have tickets. So that day is just glorious because it's a pool day. It's a day to go to Disney Springs and grab dinner somewhere. There's no pressure to there's no temptation. It's not a magnet trying to I could go to Epcot for 3 hours and do 5 attractions. No stress. I don't have to think. I can just enjoy the resort. So those are best days. Vero Beach offers that. Hilton Head, stuff like that.
Yeah. So go to Disney and be stressed, and then go to Disney and don't be stressed.
Oh, it's a good point. Yeah, totally. Yeah. It sounds like your family really, loves it too. I mean, wow. You're a lucky guy.
Yeah. I've been very blessed. And of course I love the parks for the family vacation. The branding has gotten me, but it's mostly because when I go there, I know that my family is going to go and experience good things where the people that are working there actually care about their experience and what they're doing. And I love it for my girls. I love it for us. And so they've got me hooked for a while.
Same here.
Of us as dressed as pirates.
That is, hold that up. Oh, it's a great picture there. And so again, you can check out all the pictures. We're seeing it right here on the phone. It's at youtube.com/BeOurGuestPodcast. You can subscribe to the show over on YouTube and see all the video. Yeah, guys look great there. And Ryan, I appreciate you taking the time to come on and share this awesome trip report. Ladies, I appreciate you joining us as well. And Hope you have many more awesome trips here in the near future. You guys have anything on the books right now?
So, well, our next trip that we're going on is going to be in Hilton Head at the end of July. So we're going to go there for 4 nights. So I don't know if that counts.
That does count. That sounds glorious. I mean, that sounds, oh man, a beach vacation at the end of July. Yes.
Yeah. And then, and then we are going back in October to Disney World for, during our fall break. So
the Halloween party, the costumes getting used up again. The pirates going to reappear. They have to.
Maybe.
If you don't, your fans will be disappointed. You must wear the costume.
I keep telling them.
They're expecting it. I mean, that's probably already printed on the maps. You better.
I don't think it's gonna be much of a surprise anymore.
But not a surprise. And you know what? At your age, you grow so fast. It could be an issue, but I'm going to check. I'm going to make sure the pirate family from Bristol, Tennessee happens at Walt Disney World.
We'll send you a picture.
All right. I appreciate you guys. Thank you for coming on the show today. What a great way to start the week.
Okay.
All right. Don't forget today's show brought to you by the Magic for Less Travel. We'd love to help you plan your next Walt Disney World, Disneyland, Disney Cruise Line, or Adventures by Disney vacation. All the details are there, and it costs you nothing extra over at themagicforless.com. Please also use our Amazon affiliate link when you shop online. One extra click supports our show each and every time. It's beourguestpodcast.com/Amazon. And thank you to our Patreon supporters. You guys make all these shows possible. Couldn't do it without you. Thank you so much for that support. You can join us as well. Just $5 a month, all it takes, and you get a bonus show every week. It's called Mike in the Midwest. So come on over, patreon.com/beourguestpodcast. Now, here's where you need to be all the time. We have Disney discussions constantly, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week with fans of the show from all around the world. We talk Disney, we talk sports, we talk about stuff happening in our corners of the world. We talk high school football. I talk about that sometimes. We talk about the movies. We talk about the international Disney parks. We talk cruise line. Come on over. It's our clubhouse. It's the BOGP clubhouse. It's our Discord server. And you can find it right now. No ads, no junk. It's just at beourguestpodcast.com/Discord. And I'll welcome you personally. So come on over today. Also join us this Sunday night at 7 o'clock Eastern, 6 o'clock Central for the call-in show. Scott joins me and we take your calls for an hour. So you guys determine what we talk about. We'll be on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, and Twitch. Forgot where the 5th spot was, but join us for that and give us a call Sunday night. We'll be looking for you. Also, follow me on the social media. I'm at BeOurGuestMike on Instagram, Twitter, and Threads. I'll be looking for you over there as well. All right, time to get out of here and wish you a great Monday. We'll be back again on Wednesday with more of your listener questions. But until then, for Ryan and his wonderful daughters down in Bristol, Tennessee, I'm Mike here in St. Charles, Missouri. You guys have a great Monday. Stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll see you real soon.
You've been listening to the Be Our Guest Walt Disney World Trip Planning Podcast. If you have questions, comments, or would like to be a guest on the show, please visit our website at beourguestpodcast.com. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you real soon.